programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Ever wondered how you could transform plain cauliflower into a beautiful and colourful dish? Are you interested in making a lively green garden sauce with kale and cilantro to go with roasted vegetables? Watch on to find out more.
Today's program will be presented in Spanish and English, with subtitles in Arabic, Aulasis, also known as Vietnamese, Chinese, English, French, German, Indonesian, Japanese, Korean, Mongolian, Persian, Russian, Spanish, and Thai. Hola, alegres televidentes, soy Oscar desde Heredia, Costa Rica, y nuestra amigable gente les envía sinceros deseos de paz y gozo duraderos con las bendiciones de Dios. Fundado por Jeff y Joan Stanford en 1980, Stanford Inn by the Sea es un centro turístico 100% vegano, orgánico, ecológico y amigable con las mascotas, situado junto al mar en Mendocino, California, Estados Unidos, y da un buen ejemplo de un estilo de vida sostenible y compasivo, tanto para sus clientes como para la comunidad local. Como chef ejecutivo, Jeff Stanford es muy apasionado sobre el uso de alimentos integrales a base de plantas para crear platos nutritivos y deliciosos. Junto con su esposa Joan y su equipo, han hecho del restaurante del complejo, The Ravens, uno de los 10 primeros restaurantes hoteleros en los Estados Unidos, y a nivel nacional es aclamado por su excepcional cocina vegana. The Ravens es celebrado por 5 principios fundamentales: local, orgánico, consciente y con respeto por la tierra y dedicado al reciclaje. Este restaurante vegano galardonado, The Ravens, utiliza muchos de los alimentos frescos a base de plantas de su propio huerto orgánico, el Victory Gardens for Peace, presente en el resort. Esta práctica de la granja a la mesa utiliza el sistema de agricultura biointensiva, que simultáneamente aumenta la biodiversidad, mantiene la fertilidad del suelo y al mismo tiempo genera la máxima producción. La semana pasada tuvimos el honor de tener a la chef Sadhana Berkow del restaurante The Ravens, quien nos mostró cómo preparar y asar vegetales para el colorido plato vegano, Napoleón de coliflor asada. Hoy ella continúa mostrando esta creativa receta con una salsa de hojas verdes del huerto y comparte el arte de cómo servir este hermoso plato. Veámoslo.
We have a beautiful basket here. It's like a bouquet of greens from our garden. This recipe, in the sauce, you can use any green. Today we'll be primarily using some of the dinosaur kale, so I'll take it out, and some of the flat leaf kale, and also some of the collards. So we're going to remove it from the stem, and the reason being is that the stem is a little bit fibrous. You can eat it, but it's a little bit stringy in your blender, so you just go right down, and voila. So the collards are a little bit tougher, and you can use your knife on the collard as well. When you get down to these little tiny ones, the stem is not quite as fibrous, so you can go ahead and throw in that entire little baby part right into the pot. I'll destem this last one. Okay, great. So now I've got my greens, and I'm going to blanch them in this hot water. And we're really just submerging them for about 30 seconds until they turn vibrant green. So see how vibrant green, this locks the color in so that when you make your sauce, it doesn't oxidize and turn brown. And it actually makes some of the nutrients more bioavailable to your body, and it reduces the amount of oxalic acid, which some people are sensitive to. And then we're gonna put them right in the blender. So this is about a half a bunch of cilantro with the stems. And with the jalapeño, I like mine pretty spicy, so I'm gonna start with a half with the seed. We're gonna use some soaked cashews in our recipe. And this is great because it really creams up the sauce and it turns it a vibrant green color. So the cashews have been soaking for about 20 minutes. So I'm going to put that in. It's To balance our sauce, we need a little something sour. I've juiced 1 lemon, and I'm going to put about a tablespoon to start. And then I'm going to put about a teaspoon of salt in there, and I can always put a little more if needed. And then the last thing we need is about a half a cup of water to get it going. So now we're going to blend up our sauce. Beautiful. The most important part is that you taste the sauce because we may need to add a few things to adjust it. This is a good thick consistency to be able to put on a plate, but if you were using it in a squeeze bottle, for example, you might want a little extra water in there to thin it out. Also, as the sauce cools, it gets a little thicker. So delicious. Now the one last thing, if you want a little extra kick, we need a little cayenne pepper in there. Just give it a little sprinkle in there. And then what I'm going to do is add just a splash more water so that you can see the consistency that should be perfect. And it's best to chill this sauce slightly because the flavor of the sauce will actually get better. And so we want to place this into the refrigerator for about 10 to 15 minutes before you use it on your plate. All right, one more time here, and we'll see if it's perfect. I'm looking for salt, sour, a little savory, creamy, and then of course, some spice. Oh, it's so good. It's got a little kick. It's even got a little sweetness from the cashews, and the sauce is totally balanced, and the color is vibrant. And the best thing, it came from our garden, right?
Compasivos televidentes, tomaremos un momento para reflexionar sobre nuestras bendiciones. Cuando volvamos, la chef Sadhana nos mostrará cómo emplatar los coloridos vegetales que ella ha preparado. Encantadores espectadores, bienvenidos nuevamente a Supreme Master Television. La chef Sadhana ahora nos mostrará cómo presentar uno de los manjares populares del restaurante, el Napoleón vegano de coliflor.
Now we'll move on to plating up the final dish. So I have some fresh parsley, and I'm just going to really lightly chop those. When you over mince the herbs, they get a little bit bitter. And just go and give them a little sprinkle for some color and fresh flavor. Ooh, parsley's so good on tomatoes. All the time, it can be a little bit woody down on the stem part, so I'm just using that top part. Thyme is also a very strong flavor, so you don't need too much. And that one I'm going to put a little bit on our onion and some on our sweet potato, and then I'm going to go there with our red bell pepper as well. Those rosemary have really volatile oils, and a little goes a long way, so just a tiny bit on those zucchinis just to bring out and highlight some of that flavor. Okay, mince those up, really nice and good. So that looks nice and coated. You can give them a tiny bit of a toss just so that they stick to it. And I want to show you 2 different ways of plating it. So we're going to start with a lunch size portion. We're going to plate a little bit of this sauce and just give it a beautiful streak across the plate. And then we're going to grab half a cauliflower and plate that at an angle here, like that. And then in between each layer, we're going to give it just a little bit of sauce. And I think I'm going to choose some beautiful sweet potatoes to go next. It doesn't matter which order you go in. You're just doing it for beauty and flavor. The tomato, which is the one that we didn't cook, we don't want that to go very last. So I'll do that next. And I'm just plating it a little off to the side so that you can see the orange as well of the sweet potato. How this dish got its name, the cauliflower Napoleon, is because of all the colors and the layering we have. We also refer to it as a cauliflower stack, and it's been often on our menu for over 8 years. People will come back and they will ask specifically for this dish. Next, I'm gonna go with the red onion because it's so beautiful. I'm gonna place that right on top. And with the half entree, you can actually start to kind of fan it down. And then lastly is our zucchini. To garnish this plate, we also have some beautiful vibrant colors here, using a contrasting color with the purple broccoli, which is so good for you. It's cancer fighting, and that's gonna go right on top. And then to complement that, I think we'll go with some flowers. Wow, doesn't that look beautiful? And I've got my vegan shiitake bacon. I'm just going to place some pieces around. And so there you go. There is a half order or a lunch size of the cauliflower stack with our green kale garden sauce. And now we're going to plate up our entree size. So using very similar pattern, except for I'm going to just draw a circle on my square plate here. And that's going to be a really nice bed for my cauliflower to go on. Very gently grab the cauliflower and see how it's beautifully roasted there. Oh, that looks so nice. I'll do a little bit of the purple onion, and I want to cover that surface area so that when I stack my next layer, you can see that purple shining through. Okay, some of that kale cilantro sauce. Now I think I'm going to go with this contrasting color of the sweet potato. And we'll grab a nice thin piece of the tomato. These red bell peppers, you can kind of drape over the edges. Look at how beautiful that is. And then lastly here, I'm gonna look for my most beautiful zucchinis to put on top. Make sure they have some herbs on them. Make sure I go with a little sauce. And if that isn't enough, you can always do a little bit more of that sweet potato to shine through, right? I just want to see more of that orange because it's so vibrant and beautiful. And we're going to garnish that one maybe in a little different way. So we've got some beautiful broccoli here. We have a nice snapdragon that's edible. And I really like this curly parsley from our garden, and it's adding another element of green and just beautifulness. You can use your sauce to help stick that vegan shiitake bacon. And I'm going to place it right on the top there. And if some of it falls, that's perfectly all right. It's beautiful as it is. And there you have it. The roasted cauliflower Napoleon with a kale cilantro sauce and vegan shiitake bacon.
Para más información sobre The Stanford Inn by the Sea, Eco Resort y el restaurante vegano The Ravens, visiten stanfordinn.com y ravenrestaurant.com. Agradecemos a la chef Sadhana y al reverendo Jeff Stanford por crear este plato impresionante que acabamos de presenciar, gracias a la creativa destreza culinaria de la chef Sadhana y sus consejos para servirlo. Nuestra gratitud a todos los chefs veganos que ayudan a inspirar a la gente a adoptar la compasiva dieta vegana mediante sus recetas, innovadoras, apetitosas y visualmente atractivas. Maravillosos espectadores, gracias por estar hoy con nosotros. A continuación viene Del universo original a nuestro mundo. El amor verdadero nunca cambia. Parte 3 de 10, en Entre Maestra y Discípulos, justo después de Noticias de Interés. Que sus días sean colmados de amor divino y grandiosa salud siempre. Marvelous viewers, thank you for being with us today. Coming up next is From the Original Universe to Our World. True Love Never Changes, Part 3 of 10, on Between Master and Disciples, right after noteworthy news. May your days be filled with divine love and great health always.
For free international vegan recipes and for language availability, please visit suprememastertv.com/veg and suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Pour des recettes véganes internationales gratuites et voir les langues disponibles, veuillez visiter suprememastertv.com/veg et suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Para recetas veganas internacionales gratuitas y para disponibilidad de idiomas, visiten suprememastertv.com/veg y suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Para receitas veganas internacionais gratuitas e para disponibilidade de idiomas, acesse suprememastertv.com/veg e suprememastertv.com/schedule.
निशुल्क अंतर्राष्ट्रीय वीगन पाकविधि और भाषा की उपलब्धता के लिए कृपया देखें suprememastertv.com/veg और suprememastertv.com/dual。
免费国际存速食谱和语言详情，请看 suprememastertv.com/veg 和 suprememastertv.com/schedule。
Untuk resepi vegan antarabangsa percuma dan ketersediaan bahasa, sila kunjungi suprememastertv.com/veg dan suprememastertv.com/schedule.
للتحميل المجاني للوصفات النباتية العالمية وللتعرف على اللغات المتوفرة يرجى زيارة suprememastertv.com/veg و suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Бесплатные международные веганские рецепты доступны с языка. Посмотрите, пожалуйста, на suprememastertv.com/veg и suprememastertv.com/schedule.
За безплатни международни вегански рецепти и за налични езици, моля вижте suprememastertv.com/veg и suprememastertv.com/schedule.